Okay. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Mercury One build. So I'm a minute late because Charlie wasn't here, and I was trying to figure out why. So I went and checked, and apparently a neighborhood cat was outside our back sliding glass door, and he was fixated. He's not an outdoor cat, so he doesn't get much interaction. So I brought him in so he could get the beginning of stream pets. So how's everyone doing? Hey Polar Ted, hey Danny, hey Delvin, hey Tohos, hey Timo, and Panzercat, and Andres. And I wanted to thank Maurice for being a member. Thank you, Steve, for doing all this awesome content. And Fritz, did I get that name right? Sean Fritz, thank you for becoming a member. Hey Dutch Dude, ZeroG, hey Ulrich, hey Beartastic, Mr. V, Rick. I guess Charlie's already done with me. It's a little off the schedule today, being a Saturday, so thank you everyone for being here. Saturday today because of the Easter holiday, so I figured get the larger audience today. So Turtle Crawler, welcome. R3D Remy, welcome. Hey Tauntless and PJ. I'm kind of skimming now, trying to catch up. So hey Jokernut and Davis and Kenneth. Oh boy. So this build is a long time coming. So I first learned about this build when Hector Fabrico asked me if I'd like to do one. And this was a long time ago. This is like over a year ago that we talked about it initially. And this was before Murph, way before Murph. And got a little more familiar with it. And eventually after Earth, it looked like it would have room on the schedule to come up. So we started talking a little heavier on a little more serious about the build. So, hey Rushmere, hey Paul. So what ended up happening is Hector Fabrico sent me an Ender 5 and the parts to do the conversion. So here we're at. Now it was up to me to figure out what I was going to do for electronics and a hot end. So I did reach out after talking and doing a poll in the community post. I reached out to Big Tree Tech and asked them if they were interested in showing off the setup of one of their new boards. So the one that intrigued me was the E3, the Manta E3 EZ, and only because I haven't messed with the EZ drivers at all yet. So we'll be going through that setup. So we'll be doing a can tool headboard, the E3 EZ with the CB1. I think I'm gonna do CB1. I may do Compute Module 4, but we'll see. And what else is going on? We are going to use a Rapido hot end and a Bondtech, the LGX Lite extruder. So that's the plan anyway. I watched it the other day, beard is growing a little. It was a little. I got it trimmed last week. So, let's see, what else is going on? We have a filament giveaway today, as every stream. So link is pinned, since that's the giveaway for today. So, but the link is also in the description. So be sure to sign up. If you are interested in buying any Polymaker filament, there is an affiliate link in the description too. Any plans for Hydra or the electronics bay? So my plan for this build is the full everything. We will do the Mercury One conversion with Hydra, with electronics bay. I wasn't going to piecemeal it because I have all the parts, so I was just going to go through. We're going to do things one at a time. We're going to do the gantry first and then move on to Hydra and the electronics bay, but it won't be printing before it's a full setup. At least that's the plan right now. Dot Galaxy Block. I have not looked at it yet, but I haven't marked your messages read. That's my reminder. I just haven't had time. I did open it, but I didn't look at it close. So I didn't mark that DM as read. Let's see. Hey, Low Tech Greg. Hey, Nathan. Hey, Timor. The best techs have beards. Hey, Squirrel Brain. And Ella. Okay, so this is the ZeroG Mercury One. It's an Ender 5 conversion. So Ender 5 being the Creality cube style printer, but it still has it's not CoreXY. It has a single stepper in the back with jack shafts that control movement in Y, and then a stepper attached to the gantry to control X. So, ZeroQ, happy birthday. Everybody say happy birthday, ZeroQ. I did not know it was your birthday this weekend. That's awesome. What am I missing? What do we have here? Okay. We've got, so I just saw a Discord notification, and Dutch Dude, ZeroG, just did an announcement in their Discord, which the link is in the description, about it's finally time. And can I bring this up? I can't really easily bring this up, but Mercury 1.1.5 is here, and that's the parts that I've printed here. The configuration now includes all the latest files, and I've updated the stepper instructions page to showcase the new flange stack. So we'll be going through all the new stuff on this build. So, did everybody say happy birthday to ZeroQ? Hey, Double T. And birthday month, and you can't go to Rocky Mountain Rep Festival. That's a bummer. So yes, if you join the ZeroG Discord, you'll see the announcement that was just posted about the latest revision to this printer. So on entry form, it says your email and Google account are not part of your response. Is that normal, or do I need to change a setting? What are we talking about? Let me look. It says email address and YouTube display name. I don't know that's just what it says when I look at the form for it. Is everybody seeing the same thing? Hey, Scott. More new Mercury 1.1 will be publicly revealed at Rocky Mountain Rep Festival. I'm looking forward to that. If you ever get a Maker Festival in Minnesota, I'll go. Will I be at Rapid? I will not be at Rapid. I'm going to all the Rep festivals. Probably not any of the trade shows. Unless someone really wants me to be there. But said the name when I entered. Yeah, it says that the entries are email address and YouTube display name. So make sure it's the thing that comes up when you're typing in chat right now, because that's the only way I have to tell, to validate the winner. Hey, TH3, or the Ghost. I'm gonna try to go to Murph. I will be at Murph. So, okay. We have a documentation site. So let's go there. Now, let me refresh this because I pulled this up a little bit ago. So let's just see if anything, hey, look at that. I didn't know that was gonna come up. I refreshed it and there's a link to the live stream right now. That's awesome. I'll have to meet at another fest, I guess. I will be at Rocky Mountain, I will be at Murph, I will be at IRF, and the plan is to be at Smurf. So, it says response recorded, so I should be good. Yep, as long as you put John Carmelo in the display name, we are all good. Okay, so this is the ZeroG documentation site, right? There is a link to this in the description. There are 3 links there. There's a link to this, there's the link to the Discord, and then a link to the ZeroG YouTube channel. You better be here to win. Trust me, Steve shows no mercy for no shows. I show no mercy for no shows, but apparently Jason does. So. So good point. Someone said there is a version of this for the Ender 5 Plus. I am using the Ender 5 Pro. So it is it's the same build area, or approximately the same build area as a Ender 3. So just in cube frame form. So. Let's go for another good live. Hey, NF Media. So the ZeroG site here has, so this is still in progress. Last I checked, if we go through, we can check getting started. There's Discord links. If we go to projects, completion of the project page, okay, so this is in progress, and then we can go down to the manual for the Mercury One. So this is supplemented though by the ZeroG YouTube channel, and if we go down here, and it's kind of hidden by the by me and chat, but there is a Mercury One left stepper mount, a right stepper pulley alignment, front tower setup, and we'll probably look at these. These are nice short videos, 1 to 3 minutes long. So, hey Breckle, hey Danny. So this is a Pro that I'm installing this on. Now, between the Pro and the regular, is it all compatible? Dutch Dude, Scott, Turtle, anybody that is familiar? Is there any reason why you wouldn't want to do the normal Ender 5? And Dutch Dude is saying yes. So, awesome. So between all of that and the CAD, which we have, let's see. Let me bring up the assembly. Is there a full assembly here? Yep. Let's bring up the assembly. So we will might be referencing this if we need to, but this is the main assembly. So don't even sell the non-Pro now. Okay. The Pro just adds some upgrades you probably will not use, but it probably has the Meanwell power supply rather than a generic, right? And honestly, if you're going for an entire Mercury 1.1, you might just want to source a frame, right? And then put the other pieces together. I don't know what caveats there might be to that, but I'd probably look at that at least. So to start this stream, we're going to start with an unbuild session. It's Creality, so the PSUs can change at random. Okay. The standard had the Meanwell? Okay. So we're going to start with an unbuild session. Taking this apart, we're going to check the frame. I don't think we went over December, I think it was. December's Charlie's Angels members stream. Speaking of which, give me a moment. There we go. On the Charlie's Angels members stream, we kind of went over setting up the Ender 5 out of the box, printed with it. That is public. All my Charlie's Angels streams I make public right before the next one releases. So anybody can go out and see that. So, but it was just setting it up and doing a print on it. And then I set it in the corner. I haven't touched it until now. I dusted it off last night, and now we're gonna make it cool. So, okay, let me get this out of the way, and we're gonna just start tearing stuff off of here. So, just kind of going through. Let's start with the spool holder, which had too long of screws out of the box, and I scarred I think I scarred yep, I scarred it right here. Scarred the inside of the extrusion slot. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna stack stuff back here, I guess. Ella's asking ZeroG, how did the idea for the Mercury One come about in the first place? You got that? Take some of the extra stuff off. Plus has a dual Z screws and a different base on the Plus. Yep. The Plus is much bigger. I don't know what is the build volume of the Plus? We're not going to reuse this screen. No hex tray, no nice container for the stuff. I have a hex tray, but that's for the build. And this is not new. This is a reused one. I did not print a new one. I have been, like I've said many times, I've been pretty busy lately trying to get other things going. Joe, thanks for becoming a member. The Plus is 350 by 350 by 400. That's a huge printer. My husband is in chat, and we have 13 printers, his money and space in the office, so he can do what he wants. There you go. White hex tray for a black printer. Maybe I'll print a Pop Blue. So here's the printed parts for this, if folks haven't seen it. So we are going with the new Polymaker Pop Blue ASA, and this is a Hydra part, but we have towers here. This is a great blue. I saw this, and I've been wanting the Polymaker Galaxy, the sparkle filament that's coming out. I've been kind of waiting for that. It's had normal production fun. So I was looking at the Polymaker website and noticed this Pop Blue was out there. So I shifted to this. So I'm doing Pop Blue and Black ASA. Michael, thanks for being a member. My wife has banned 3D printed decorations from the living room. Dutch Dude is saying, so I bought an Ender 5, wasn't too happy with it. Then I saw a Voron. Wanted to make my machine CoreXY and use an afterburner, so we did. We've gone out of the way and developed more, and now we're here. Yep, and the project blew up. Michael, thanks for the gifted memberships. Hey, Kurt. I've been printing their dark gray ASA, it's nice. I wanted some of their dark gray ASA, but they were out of stock. So I ordered some of the dark gray ABS. So my plan is to remove everything basically and check the frame for square because we want a good foundation here. And if I have to make some tweaks to the frame to make it square, then that'll just be something that we either have to figure out how to do on camera or I'll have to do it off stream. What is the Hydra to the Mercury? Hydra is the name for the 3 Z lead screw bed tilting mechanism that the ZeroG project has come up with. So let's get rid of this. Little metal. Looks like metal and a little printed plastic part, huh? Is that printed or is that, no, that's powder coated. It's metal powder coat. Is it my imagination or are RPIs getting slightly more available? I haven't even looked. I haven't actually needed a new RPI in a little while. I think my biggest disappointment with the frame is that they didn't use bolts on the wide belt tensioners. In here, we have some, yeah, well, this can all loosen up. Oh, and then we got a big one there. Yeah. Wiring, all the stuff. My first printer was an Ender 5 Plus that I then used to print parts for my Voron. Now I want to upgrade the Ender to CoreXY. This is a perfect project for that, I think. We will go through the whole build process and you can make your own determination if this is the build for you. PF Dennis, thanks for the gifted memberships. When you loosen those Y belts, the frame comes apart on the Plus. Not sure if the Pro is the same. Oh, that's interesting. I don't believe so. It looks like there are, on right here, there are some T-nuts in there, some hammerhead T-nuts that hold that together, and then a bolt down here that probably goes into the frame because it's a large bolt. So, but just trying to get things out of the way. We've got wiring and end stop wiring, stepper wiring, and I think besides the tool head, which I think all comes apart here. There we go. Yeah. So here, Z stepper, and then the bed comes apart here. Yeah, there we go. Then we have a bundle of wire that's going into the enclosure, and then the bed and the... I think I can just leave that there. Maybe undo these. Get the bed out of the way. Love the new pop colors from Polymaker. My Trident up and running thanks to your build streams. Awesome, Joe. It's printing ZeroG parts in pop green right now. So I have, let me see. I have, do I have anything great to show? Well, this is prototype. This is pop pink. Happy Camper, thanks for being a member. This is the pop pink. Next to the pop blue. Woo! And then I have a roll of pop green, but I haven't printed with it yet. Pop pink is replacing KVP Hot Jade Pink on my 250 Trident because the roll of KVP Hot Jade Pink I have is streaky. Some parts are pale, some parts are bright pink, so I am switching it out. We're gonna remove the bed here. Just kind of, I have no idea what order I should be removing things in, but we're doing it. Pop blue is going to replace the teal accents on my Trident next. My 250 LDO kit that I'm building right now off camera, I am taking pictures of the process, but that one is the teal ASA, KVP proper purple, and now pop pink. So it's a very 80s color theme. Okay, now let's hold this up, and I think these two screws will remove it. From this frame here, yep. Okay, and we're gonna use none of this bed assembly. Now, if you were building a legacy, I feel like the Ender 3 beds, if you can get one that's reasonable, my legacy has an Ender 3 bed. So potential, you know, you only need one part to start a whole new build, right? Hey, Losink. Hey, Tarakesh. I think I'm waiting for the documentation to be more complete. On the Ender 5 Plus side, Z motion is quite different. 2 Z axis and 4 bars to the regular Ender 5. KF, thanks for becoming a member. My Trident is Polymaker teal and purple. It works out well. I'm pleased with my color choice on that Trident. Okay, let's go ahead and... Hey, Johan. What is going to be the best way to get some of this apart? That's loose. I guess I can just take the whole tool head off, or the whole gantry off as one piece, maybe? When I do get around to my Mercury conversion, I definitely will look to write the docs alongside it. There you go. Hey, Delvin. Yeah, I'm basically ripping everything apart. Yep. Just going down to a bare frame. Let's loosen all of these. How did this thing go? It's been long enough. I don't remember exactly how it came from Creality. Did it come with, I guess there's the X tensioner. Number 10 of tannerite and a 223 piece of supersonic hot lead will disassemble it. Yes, it will. What's this? Go. Bare frame or bare frame? Well, it's bare frame, obviously. Okay, so this bolt here went into the frame. I'm gonna kind of just thread that back in. I don't think it's gonna go back. I think that stays out, but. Can I poke you on Discord regarding some Fusion 360 files? Elle is asking, Dutch dude. Curious, did you notice any more part warping with the pop colors? Never got any with Polymaker ASA black or teal, but first pieces with pop green are peeling up a bit. The pink and the blue I've printed, I've not noticed any warping at all. Okay, there's the Y idlers. And the belt goes down through the frame so that we can pull this off up here, I think. There we go. Will this go through there? Yep. That tensioners are one leg would spring like in a track vehicle help. Excavators have it. There we go. Not going to reuse the belts or anything, so all of this comes off. In November, I was converting a Trunks XY into a Legacy-like thing, then changed my mind and built a 2.4 R2, a 0.1, a Trident, and a Solid Fork. So, Golden Jaguar is kind of the Trunksy, Tron XY, whatever, expert around here, isn't he? He's had very good luck with conversions. Okay, belt. Belt. Let's see, there we go. And belt. I have to finish my Mercury One conversion. For some reason, Clockwork isn't working properly. I have the first version, not the revised one. Can you collect all the unused parts in a box? That'd be interesting to visualize how much it actually reused. Looking at the list, it isn't much. It is not much. And I will collect them in a box. For sure. I'm just gonna pull this screw out. It's not needed. For Hydra, will you go for a bigger bed? I have a Mike 6 bed from Fabrico that's going to go on here. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's gonna stay there. What is the best way to get all of this off? I guess just pull the tool head right off, huh? Okay, we'll do it up here. Let's slide off of here now. Maybe, there we go. Tool head off. That probably wasn't the best for long-term use of that V-wheel, but V-wheels, whatever. Hey, Jarrett. So the full build is optional. You basically get the chance to upgrade it. Yeah, So this is very much a build that can be done in stages. I'm choosing to do the full build, but you can do just the gantry. You can do just the CoreXY gantry and get a lot of benefits. And you can do it bits at a time. Do the gantry and then go to the Hydra and the electronics. If you had a stock Ender like that, could a spring help the belt? It's an issue. I'm not sure. Hey Bartos. Hey Dave. Okay, so how did this come off when we were doing the original assembly? Maybe just pull these off. Couple of screws here, and that'll take care of these at least. Hey, Dana Frost. Dana Fost. I'll write you later and I'll stop the stream. Yeah, feel free, Ram Online. Hey Steve, Let's here. Happy Easter weekend. Hey NH3D. Okay, so we got the X-beam off. There's probably a more efficient way to disassemble this, but I'm just attacking screws. Hey Wajeki. Hey Speedy. Okay, I'm not gonna tear torque on these. Let's go ahead and pull these V-wheels off, and that'll maybe just really loosen them will give me enough. Oh yeah, there we go. Hey Bill Brothers, thanks for the gift of memberships. There's our X. This has the typical Ender pressed on pulley. We're not gonna reuse any of the steppers. So given that that worked pretty well, we'll just loosen these a little more and slide this off. There we go. I have a beacon on the way. Let me know how that goes. What material will you print with this? For now, it's not going to be enclosed. So it'll be PLA, PETG, that type thing. I am going to use the EVA tool head. A big part of this is I didn't want to do afterburner on this. I was glad to know the EVA tool head option. I want the experience with something else. This uses a single double-ended stepper in the back for Y with these jack shafts here for. Hey, Jose. Yeah, right now I won't be enclosing it. If an option comes out later to enclose it, then I will be looking at that for sure. The probing solution, I have not 100% decided on yet. I'm not sure. Okay, what do I want to do here? I think I want to loosen these couplers. I got my X1C for enclosed right now. There you are. The option to enclose exists already. Okay. There we go, those are loose. Derek, thanks for gifted memberships. I'm currently building an enclosure for it and releasing steps soon if you want to look at it. Definitely look at it. I don't know what I'm gonna go with though yet. For now, we're gonna do an unenclosed build. Okay, there's a couple of pieces here. And then this should come off. Oh, no, those thread into the frame. So they have to come all the way out. It's not T-nuts. I think ModBot did an enclosed Mercury one. I don't think this is enclosed yet. I don't think it's enclosed yet. Okay, a little nylon or something spacer and a bearing. This, there we go. Ooh, I wonder if that's the right size for a, is that 8mm? I wonder if that's the right size for a drag racer. This is 8 by, we use 200mm, 8 by 175. Would that work for a drag racer, Scott? The drag racer, RC drag racer that Scott came up with uses an 8mm axle. But I think the instructions call for a 200mm. I don't know if it's how much extra there is. I haven't gotten that far in my build. That's what it was designed with? Oh, okay. I should have known. I wouldn't have had to buy them. Hi, Samoa. Welcome from Portugal. So yes, these would work for the drag racer because that's what it was designed with. It was good to know. I may use them just because and save the 200 ones that I have. There's some decently machined couplers here. I like this clamping style. I like the style that doesn't drive a set screw into the lead screw. It's the unbuild session, Sanity. We're doing an unbuild. Unbuild and then evaluation, and then we'll start the build. I thought that Y stepper would simplify the Tridix gantry, but then I guess you lose the aligning with 2 motors. Exactly, you lose that. Have you seen Mirage C's Wobble X? I have, and I do want to try it. I think it's a great idea. I'd like to try it and maybe tweak some of the other parts to go along with it. But what do we have? I'm behind. Here we are. How long is it going to take me to build this? How many streams? How many streams do we think this is going to be? Oh, okay. 2mm. Let's let Charlie unbuild. Charlie's a little busy. Charlie is a little busy. Six, 3, 4 to 5, 22. Holy moly. 4 to 5 max. 2 for me. I don't know, I tend to talk a lot. Have you seen the printed compliant Trident bed mount? Yeah, the Wobble X, that is intriguing to me. I do want to check that out. I know that the spec setup for Trident works well. I don't actually see any Z artifacts on my stuff, but that is a cool solution that the Mirage C guy has come up with. That's only if you unbuild it today. I think we'll get into some gantry work, but I don't think we'll actually have the gantry together today. I don't know that I want to go 5 hours today either. Especially coming up on Rocky Mountain Rep Festival, I can use every little bit of, oh, not Wobble X Sanity? Anyway, I can use any little bit of extra prep time I can get. I can't believe you're not putting boop on this. Is there a boop version for the EVA toolhead? Creality sure likes to just drill holes and tap into the frame to attach stuff. It's a great idea for a mass-produced printer, absolutely. But we're gonna be left with a bunch of tapped holes in the frame. This is a quick build, 2 streams to build. This will take me more than 2 streams. I guarantee it. At least I'm pretty sure it's going to take me more than 2 screens. The tapping of the holes drives me. It makes sense for a mass-produced printer. They are going to customers are going to end up with a more consistent product when they do that. What do we have there? That's a Phillips screw holding that YN stop on. We have time to stream earlier. About 4 of focusing on the build, so 5 to 6. How many streams did it take Daniel to do it? Where'd my... Ah, there we go. Is that correct? No, that's not the right size. So we break out our handy dandy Max pliers. Are you going direct to Hydra or standard then upgrade? I'm going direct to Hydra, Barnyard. Want to toss Wobble X on the V1A? Maybe I can convince Eddie to make a compatible mount. The PSU screws are covered by that exploded view sticker on top of the electronics case. Okay, I don't have a problem with taking that off. Creality also use a mix of ball head and socket screws, so button head and socket screws. And yes, I'm having to switch between. These are the drivers I've had to use so far, taking this thing apart. Including even a Phillips. Creality end stop. I don't know if we reuse those or not. Do we reuse these in the Mercury build? I'll keep it handy just in case. Okay, let's get these out of the way. What else do we have? And I'm guessing the wrong sizes too. Really feels like they put whatever style of screw into that printer. You don't reuse the end stops. Okay, I'm not gonna worry about it then. The wiring is cleaner with sensorless homing and CAN bus. We are going to do CAN bus, and depending on my probing solution, probably no matter what on my probing solution, we can do sensorless. Though it would be more fun to see Steve Builds do Pandora's box with the MGN12 and tap mods. I'd have to get more familiar with knowing what Pandora's box is. Okay, can this come off? Yeah, I think so. What is a good software for designing? Are you talking about 3D modeling? My preference is still Fusion 360. That's what I'm familiar with. And that's what I've done all of my modeling in. Yay, my Fabrico Mercury One just shipped. Awesome. You took a detour to look at it in one of your member streams, V0 size printer I designed. I will have to refresh my memory on that. So. We've just moved to Fusion 360. For this project has been moved to Fusion 360 as well. Yeah. Pandora's box looks awesome. Let me refresh my memory on this. What is Pandora's box? Is it on the Printers for Ants site? Is it on Printers for Ants? I need to refresh my memory because you're talking about it and I'm drawing a blank. If it's not here, I'll take a detour, but I'm just figuring, just looking to see. Pandora's box. Not yet. Clee should add it. Where do I find it then? This isn't gonna... Let's see what this comes up with. Nope, that's not coming up. If one person, maybe Mastermind, if you can DM me a link. And close that. And close that. If you DM me a link, I'll remind myself. I'll get reminded what this is. In the meantime, let's pull more of this apart. Check my message above. Oh, there we go. Thanks, Sanity. Copy a link address. By the way, I think I'm going to return this keyboard. Its battery life is shit. Whoa, that was wrong. Why is that? Here, let's go here. Mastermind GitHub. Oops. There we go. Oops. Mastermind. Pandora's box. Are there any pictures? No pictures. Expansion of the Pandora gantry mod for the Voron Zero. I don't have any pictures. Have you had a chance to print anything with the Chaotic Labs tap installed on a Trident? I have. I'm running into, so I haven't released all my testing on that because I'm running into issues with that setup, even with printed tap on it. So I need to resolve that before I can do a fair comparison. I have worked on it quite a bit this week, but I'm not at the point where I can share. I don't want to release something that's got a bunch of questions attached to it. Hey, TT. Scott, my battery life was poor also. I've turned the RGB all the way off and I barely use the streaming computer and in 3 days it's dead. That's just, it's a wonderful feeling keyboard, but I think I'm just gonna return it and try something else. I see a picture when I go there? I don't see a picture. I didn't change anything. Okay. I'll check it out more later. Oh, I've got DMs. Woo! Mastermind. Copy link. Let's give one more try on this. Okay, Pandora's box. Here's a picture. That is a full-size stealth burner in a V0 size printer. That's cool. Can everybody see that? I've got things in my way. Here we are. That's a picture of it. Chaotic Labs, the BTT sub-business. My receipt came from BTT Tech. That's not quite, as far as what they've told me, Bill Brothers, that's not quite true. Big Tree Tech resells their stuff, but they're not a related business. They have a business, a resale relationship, but they're not the same company. According to what they told me, I asked them directly. So they may resell their stuff, but they are not like, they don't have a shared parent company or anything like that. According to what the way they interpreted my question, I interpreted their answer. Okay. Let me back up to his main. Send you batteries that work for me. Double the time. You can swap. I'm not gonna. I'm kind of frustrated with the battery life on that. I'm just gonna try a different brand. But anyway. Hey, Techie. Okay, let's get this. Continue. I'm gonna get the Z assembly off of here. What are we going to? I think I'm just gonna loosen these. Oh. Those are tight. Okay, let's shift gears. What we got here? Where are Allen keys? There we go. Sorry for derailing you on this. That's okay. I don't mind. For the second time. Loving the V0.2, but that is gonna have to happen. About mine from the Chaotic Labs website, so they're likely using Big Tree Tech's sales mechanism rather than setting up a store. Yeah. Techie, thanks for becoming a member. What brand are those Allen keys? Those are Wera. They are Wera. They're the stubby ones. What are these? These are 10 millimeter. These could be useful for something. Yeah, 10 millimeter rods. Does the thickness of those wire keys drive you nuts too? I don't use them that often, to be honest. I use my drivers more often. And then this is that. I don't use them that often, so it doesn't really bug me. Now, it does keep them tight in this little holder, but they do seem to be a good quality driver though. But they do kind of stick in the holder little tight. 10 millimeter rods, perfect for a VZ bot. I have 12s as well from my Hypercube Evolution build that I never finished. Okay. Imagine we can pull these extra Z frame pieces off. There are STLs for the 12 millimeter bearings on the VZ bed. So there's a little extra frame piece that Creality puts on here, probably for spacing and stuff, that we're not gonna end up reusing. So I can pull those all the way out. Hey Zarp, how many printers do you have fully built? I think I'm around 16 or 17 printers right now. Okay, both Z-frame pieces off. We are down to electronics. So how does this... They are great quality, but the thickness of the shaft makes them tough to use for through-hole work. Oh, I see what you're talking about, yeah. How many do I actually use? That is a much smaller number. Right now, my go-tos are a V0 and my blue V2. That's one of the reasons I'm building the other 250 Trident, is to have a another workhorse printer that doesn't have trial pieces on it. So I have test parts on a lot of pieces that keep them from being just regular use printers. So later we can get parts of your printer scrapyard. Okay, let's pull the electronics off. Did we? Yeah, I think we opened this up on the stream. Are we going to get back to the UPS Trident, or have I missed it since the damage assessment? I haven't gotten back to it. I had some hope to work on that before Rocky Mountain and possibly take it there. I had that CNC table project has derailed a lot of things for me. So, and I'm still not done with that, but I'm close. So I did not get to that as I was hoping I would. If you ever think of selling cheap, let us know. We may get to that point at some point. Okay, these are all going to be hot glued in here. So let's see if I can get this, at least this part. Yep, it's hot glued in. So do I have some tweezers? There we go. Oh, that one pulled the connector off too. The piece off of the board. I can put that back on. There we go. Mr. Rogers, thanks for becoming a member. And how many can I print? If I wanted to print, so if I wanted to print on things, I could print on 3 of the V0s. I can print on the Mark III. I can print on the blue V2. The purple Trident is a part, but it basically can print. It's what I've been testing the Chaotic Lab CNC on. The Tridex would print. The Micron would print, but I'm working on trying to get the tuning done on it. I have a switch wire that would print, and the Positron would print. Is that it? The Legacy would not print right now. It's too far apart. The Black V2 has RepRap firmware installed on it, and it would print, but I haven't finished working out my printing workflow on it. Hey, Modbot, welcome. The Creality Hot Snot Party. I liked it when I changed to the silent board on my Ender 5. Yeah, I'll have to get rid of all this hot glue to get things properly pulled apart. So, okay. You can't tag Dutch Dude? I started building an Ender 5 Pro with my brothers last night and have a Plus at home that I'm waiting for the Mercury upgrades to be available. Awesome. Oh yeah, the Voron kit would print as well. Voron kit would print, but I don't have it tinned. Chaotic Lab Tap can move. It can. In its current state, there is too much wiggle. So the question will be how they respond to that. And there has been some recent chatter on that. So what I'm trying to figure out is how much that it actually impacts print, just to quantify it. But IPA will soften the hot glue. It also pulls off. It doesn't stick very. It sticks enough to hold the connectors in, but it pulls right off. Okay, wiring harness here. Are you going to be doing a VZBot build ever? I would not mind doing a VZBot build. The biggest concern I have with that is space is really the biggest actual concern for me. Space for it. And then thus, since I don't have space for it, it's hard for me to justify just going out and buying the parts for it. At some point, if I really feel like I want some extra content, it sounds like a really fun build. I just don't have any plans for one right now. Does this have a B on the micro SD slot? If so, keep the board for trad rack. What's trad rack? and it has an A on the micro SD slot. It has an A. How's the print quality with Trident? Oh yeah, I already answered that. The VZ150 is being developed. I'd really go for the 150. I'd probably, that's where I would probably gravitate to, is the small one. Oh, and Tradrack is the Annex ERCF. Okay. I see. It's their equivalent. Looks like we need a Steve Builds warehouse. Yeah. Niraku, you're close by. I can use your garage, right? Your wife won't mind. See? If I grab the hot glue with my pliers here, the drip, it comes off pretty darn easy. It just pops off. B is the TMC 2209s. Oh, okay. Okay, and here let's add another driver, flathead screwdriver, to the list of things we need to pull this apart. Let's get the rest of this hot glue out. There we go. You should do a raffle for the printers you don't have room for. The problem, the logistics of shipping is the biggest problem with any of that. If you want to make a pact, I will buy the VZ kit with you. We'll have to talk about that, Daniel. That's possible. Maybe we can do a dual stream. That would be neat. That would push me, for sure. Yeah, that's pulling the whole connector off. That hot glue. Aaron will be less mad if I say, yeah, me and Steve decided to do this. There we go. Okay. I think you're seeing the beginnings of a done deal. A live done deal. Just finished my Trident build and I'm looking for camera suggestions. I use those little wave share cameras on where I have installed them. IPA does help a lot. Local people could babysit your extra printers. My friend's babysitting one of the Ender wires. I think that would be great. Modbot and Steve Builds would be a 10+ dual streams. Too bad most of the builds throw out the Creality boards. To be honest, they're tough little MCUs for clipper. Use the heat gun to soften the glue. This hasn't been bad. I mean, these are coming off just mostly fine. There we go. You could rent them out for schools. That's another tough one. A home-built printer in a school has its whole other little list of concerns. This is the V4.2.2 is what it says on the board. I've got a whole pile of these. Oh, this does have, never mind. This has an STM32 F103 on it. I have a whole pile of the other Creality boards. Hey, check it out. You know, they are tinned. I thought that it looked like they weren't tinned, but there's something in there. It's very little tinning if they are. Okay, harness out. I don't think I'll be using really any of this. You keeping the stock PSU? Yeah. Yeah. As much as makes sense, I'm gonna reuse. Hey, Hybrid Robotics. Does anyone sell a Pi display like the Prusa Mark IV with a knob? Not that I've seen. A knob would be handy for certain functions, when you're baby stepping and stuff like that. I do like touch screens though. I am a fan of touch screens on my printers. They're all tinned. I crimped ferrules on last night. Yeah. It's just a very little bit of tinning. Yep, that is the board. I just talked to the guy the other day at work. E5 Plus caught fire. Most likely tinned wires. Yeah. So it is not a good idea to tin these. For sure. I was just looking at them, and this one has a lot more tinning on it than the ones that came out of the other side. Just add a clicky encoder to any existing. I was thinking about that, Bill. What it would take to add a encoder. It shouldn't be too bad. Can you install clipper screen on that? The TFT35? I don't think so. Oh yeah, 260 people, awesome. So we are an hour in, so remember we are giving away a roll of Polymaker Filament, and the link's in the pinned post, but it's also in the description. Nero 3 does not like touch, but a nice hybrid screen setup would be really good. I like touch. I don't have any problems with touch myself. So, okay, let's just pull all of these. I don't like how Creality uses red and black on their AC line, just because it's very easy to get confused with the other red and black wires down here. Why is wires tin danger? Because tinned wires creep under pressure, and when you tighten down, when you take a tinned wire and tighten it into one of these terminal connections, you're pinching the wire, and the solder will creep. As it expands and contracts, it doesn't. That connection will loosen up. And a loose connection creates more resistance, and resistance creates heat. So. Hey, Master Misanthrope. Tin flows in time, a screw terminal becomes loose, loose wires increase resistance and heat up. Yep. It's when you see the post with a burned up connector on the board. Yep. So tinned wires are a bad idea in those terminals, because they are under pressure and it creeps over time, which loosens the connection. Oops. Now we are, I believe, going to reuse this power inlet and the switch. What brand is the PSU? It is a Leonlita. It is not. It is as mentioned before. Creality likes to switch up what power supplies they use, and that is true. It is not a Meanwell. I thought it was a Meanwell. It is a Leonlita. They sure try to make it look like a Meanwell. But I've heard that as long as you use a large enough terminal, this is effectively negated. Is that not true? Any solder joint under pressure is going to creep. So I would not be comfortable with, no matter the size, being okay with tinning the wire ends. So it has a Meanwell model number on it. Yeah, they try to make it look the part. It may be fine. I'm going to use it, but I'm not. You've been a member for 11 months. That's awesome. I think that's the longest, right? It's been 11 months for all the OG Charlie's Angels. How old is it? This Ender 5 is from this last fall. So this last fall, and it came directly from through Fabrico from wherever their warehouse is. What else? Just use ferrules, it doesn't hurt. Yeah, so you can use ferrules. Manufacturer of the terminal says it's not at all for that exact reason. Says not at all for that exact reason, yeah. Dave, not quite OG. So yes, I appreciate all my members equally. Zombie, thank you. At 1 year, I want a belt loop or a patch of Charlie. Hey, Killer Prince. Thanks for being a member. Saturdays are for Mercury builds. This Saturday, anyway. We'll be back to it. Is it next? Will I be? Yeah, I'll be streaming next Sunday. I'm trying to catch up. Chris, another 11 months. Awesome. Hey, Bruno. Maybe I have to change up the connections on the machines at work now. Thanks for the knowledge. Now to find ferrules for 28 gauge wires. Yeah, those are small. Panzerkatten, thanks for being a member. What color did you finally decide on? So I did decide on Pop Blue. Look at that, and those turned out really nice. The print quality turned out really good. Pop Blue and Black. Thanks, Black Amber and Troy J for being members. When will 1 year be? This April will be stream 11, right? Is it 11 or is April 12? April might be 12. My CNC came with a 48 volt real Meanwell that was DOA, but the manufacturer sent another one. Yeah, every manufacturer, no matter the what, is going to have a certain percentage of failures. It's what they do with it and how they respond to that is the bigger question. I am so far behind. Panzerkatten, thanks for the gifted memberships. And congratulations, it's a boy. Blue, I think it was for ERCF or around there. Doing the ERCF and Pop Pink. Yeah. Okay, we are almost. So I have to take the sticker off to get the power supply off, but I'm gonna pull this whole frame out, which uses these chunky screws all the way through the frame. I'll hit 9 months next week. Didn't realize the channel was so young when I joined. So I've been streaming since September, basically September 1st 2021 was my first YouTube stream. And I think that was actually in Discord and then uploaded to YouTube. But yeah, it took me a while to get into memberships, as Bill Brothers, member for 11 months, says. Hey, BBs. Has anyone compared Pop Pink to KVP Pink? Justin, we can do that in half a moment, because I switched from KVP Hot Jade Pink to Pop Pink on my build, on one of my builds. .007, thanks for becoming a member. And Chris, thanks for being a member. I have KVP on everything, but I think Polymaker print's a little bit better. The reason I switched to Pop Pink for my Trident 250 build I'm working on from KVP Hot Jade Pink is the Pop Pink was a better match for the printer, and it's not as streaky. Let me get you want a comparison? I've got parts here, and I'll show you what I mean. I don't have a great example of Pop Pink. Let's see. This is Pop Pink, this is KVP Hot Jade Pink. Brian T, thanks for being a member. And Jeff, thanks for gifting memberships. So this is Hot Jade Pink, this is Pop Pink, and the big concern I had with this build, you can see right there. Brian, thanks for being a member, if I didn't say that already. That pile is all my colors right there. Magenta versus bubblegum. Where do you get the pop colors? So it's a newer series from Polymaker. So us.polymaker.com. I don't know that they're available on the international Polymaker stores. Is that heat issue caused by the heater bed? No, because this was, it's not, because it's not consistent across the parts either. It's, yeah. The start of the VZ fun. Thanks, Daniel. Appreciate that. And then this is my, yeah, just throw some. This is the color combo for the, there we go. That's a good lighting. This is for the Trident. So Pop Pink, KVP Proper Purple, and teal, Polymaker Teal ASA. So the pink and the teal are ASAs, and the purple is ABS. So we've known KVP and some other manufacturers too. It's not just KVP, but there's been some streaky issues in the filament. Streakiness. So the idea for this color scheme was, my wife suggested an 80s theme, and then I was chatting with Clee, and he suggested like an outrun theme. So that's kind of where all these colors have come from, is that 80s outrun, you know, setup. Okay, let me put some of this back. We are down to a frame, but apparently I've got some screws. Well, looks like, I guess I just have to peel this whole sticker off, huh? Trying to see if I can feel where they are. Polymaker, they close their EU direct, oh, this is easy to come off. They close their EU direct sales, only via resellers for us. I don't know anything about that. That was really easy to come off. I was expecting that to be a pain. And then this is gonna drop. Here we go, are we ready? Oh, that was anticlimactic. So let's just do this. Okay, we have a power supply that I am going to use and hope for the best. My sticker didn't come off like that. That came off super easy. First peel of the build. I thought that was gonna be a battle. Okay, let's get this off of here and just set it on that so we can get the frame up here. Kind of get a feel for this thing. So we've got a Mercury One frame now. What's the consensus? Do I leave these here or do I ditch them? These corner brackets. The green one you looked at Murph is still running the stock PSU. Cool. Heat from the tin wires loosened the adhesive. That's funny. Measure the earth to the chassis because a few of my clone PSUs have had plastic protection from the stamping still on them and it removed the earth. Keep them for now? Okay. I love your Micron streams. Would you recommend it as a first Voron build? Pantone, are you who left a comment that I haven't responded to yet? If you are technically have done some builds or whatever, I wouldn't hesitate to try it, to use it as a build, a first build. You're combining a V2 and a V0, so pre-install nuts, don't forget any of them, that kind of stuff. So. Unless you want to tear the entire frame apart for blind joints, best to leave them in place. Okay. So let me grab, I'm going to wipe all of this off and make sure we don't have any. There are these screw heads that I feel might be a little proud. And the reason that matters is I was gonna set this on my table here and see if anything rocks. And these are a little proud, so that's gonna make that kind of invalid. So I think we'll just take our square and start checking things and see how we are. And I've got a couple of squares here because I have one that I'm a little questioning if maybe I've dropped it or something. Our printed parts fit around those bowl holes. Awesome. Hey Takuya. Hey Takuya, I owe you something. Don't let me forget. I'm just remembering seeing your name that I meant to get you some information. Put this one away. I'm feeling pretty decent about this. I haven't seen anything concerning. Can't easily. Got a little bit there. I don't know, my first V2 was a nightmare. I think 300 V1 Trident is where it's at for the first build. Tap related stuff regarding the new rev. Awesome. Thank you. Just ping me. No, the CB1. The CB1 question. Hey, Collie. Okay, let me pop these. There's some little print, or not printed, but little plastic caps on here. Get rid of those. Hey, Jordy. Well, they're cheese grade. They just seem to be relatively straight. The aluminum is cheese grade for sure. I mean, it's Creality. I have a hard time, use a calibrated one. Most can go in the garbage. Yeah, these are just cheap machinist squares that are probably fine for our use. Let's see if I can get a good enough measurement on top of these. Yeah, that one is a little... How are these going in? I'm gonna tweak on a few of these. Bring it in even with the... I know even with the other pieces of the frame does not necessarily mean square, but it's a good starting point to... I had a little bit off here, so I'm adjusting it here to see if it pulls it in. Actually, I think it did a little bit. I have a hard time using I like to do a 2.4 Trident, but I don't think I have the space, and the Micron seems a bit more cost effective. Yeah, especially with that kit that that Fabrico has. I don't know who else has full kits. I think DFH and I don't know if West 3D has a full kit, but they're supposed to have the partial kit. And we're talking about the Micron. Now it's just frame. Micron, everything is smaller but the price. That is good. Yeah, I'm fairly pleased with the frame as far as squareness. I think I'm okay with just going with it. So there is a rock there, but I don't know if that's what's actually causing that. Now I've got, yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna leave these feet on it for now. Okay, let's get started with the build then. Yeah. Yeah, we could measure the diagonals. Do I have my... Remove the feet to check if they cause the wobble. Yeah. Let's measure diagonals. But to do that, I need to grab my... it's just easier, I think, to use my meter stick. So let me go grab it. I'll put you in the capable hands of Dancing Max and make sure I actually go on mute. Okay. Does a Micron have tap? No, it doesn't have tap. It has boop. Oh, stretch. It will bite. Oh yeah. We need to make sure we have a square frame. Do you have Polymaker Pop Green? I do. If so, how does it compare to KVP Lulzbot Green you used on one of your builds? That's a good question. Do I, where is my Pop Green? Been a while since I've joined a stream. That's a wonderful beer. Thanks, Ben. The old man has awoken. What's he gonna do? He's gonna want out. Since I'm gonna let him out, I'm gonna see if I can, well, no, he doesn't want out, but I'm still gonna go grab that Pop Green. I'll be right back. Never mind. I forgot that I had brought it in here. It is in here. It is the very bottom thing on the stack of filament I have over here. Okay. We have Pop Green. Hey, Thomas. So we want to compare Pop Green to Lulzbot Green. Uh-oh. I don't know if this is going to work or not. Let's see. Let's see. Let's turn off the filter. Okay, we ready? Not as good as the last one. Not as good as last stream. I'm gonna put that filter back on. Little bit, but not as good. Okay, there's Pop Green. And here is Lulzbot Green. They are not, not anywhere close. Lulzbot Green has a lot more yellow. Yep. Anyway, that was the requested comparison. The yellower green is KVP Lulzbot Green. The other green is Polymaker Pop Green. The Pop Green is an ASA, yep. Okay, we are going to measure diagonals. Depends on what day you ask for what. Okay, so that's 600 and make sure I'm right on the corner. It's 601 millimeters. Then go, I'm gonna turn this so I can get the same angle. Right on the corner. It's exact that way. That is 601 both ways. And the same bit, the same fractional bit, at least that I can tell looking. So let's go top. So that was the side. This is the top, and I'm actually gonna go off the edge here so I can hold it in the corner. We got 578. This one is 578. So then the last thing we want to do, I think, did I do front or side last time? Was it front or side? That was 600. 602. Off to the side. Yeah, 601 point, almost 602. It's like 601.6. I think we're good. I did front first. Okay, so let's make sure we'll do the side. So now we're gonna do the side. And I'm holding it on the bottom corner with my finger there to try to get as close to flush with the end as possible. So this is side. Are you sure it wasn't side first last time? Because this one is the 600. 600.5-ish. $600.5-ish. Yeah. It's not super precise to measure it this way, but it's very, very close. Hey, Projects in Dad Garage. I think we are good. Let's take the suggestion of popping these feet off. Now the problem with gauging that is these big socket head cap screws that hold the frame together are not flush with the frame. They're a little proud. So it's not gonna be a great comparison. I found some 1,000mm digital calipers earlier for $3,000. Ouch. How close is the frame to a stock Legacy dimensions? That's a good question. I don't know. Does ZeroG have a full bomb? I don't really have a spare Ender 5 laying around. Does the bomb for the ZeroG have the frame lengths pieces in it? This is not going to be a great judge or indication of how flat it is. There is some rocking here though that is a bit more than how those screws are. So maybe. Hi, Charlie. Hey, Kyle. It is Charlie time. Let's give Charlie his pets. The Hydra CAD model includes the stock frame lengths. There you go. The CAD model will have them. Get some hair in the air. You've had memberships for 11 months and 8 days. Wow. Let's spend a little bit of time, because this is more than the heads of those screws. My plate here, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. So we have a little tweak in the other direction when it's on its feet. So, well, now that's not. rotate this. See if my plate's not as flat as I hoped it would be. I don't have 4, 1, 2, 3 blocks, unfortunately, but if I rotate this, the rocking is different, which means my surface here is no longer flat. Right? If I'm rotating this and I get different results depending on how I have it setting on my table, see? That means my table's not flat. So. I bred the stone out of PLA. It is a quartz table, but I was educated by someone on stream a while back that I would be better off with an actual granite. If the frame wasn't flat and my table was flat, then I should, if I rotate it this way and I get a rock here, which I do, I should be able to rotate it this way and get a rock this way, which I don't. I mean, there's a little bit there, but it's different. Quartz will take the shape of the base it sits on over time. And I know the whole reason I have this is my table is not flat. So. Stare at surface plates are great, but expensive. Yeah, very expensive. What do I want to do? You're assuming I get a tax return. That's funny. Tool and die workers have granite blocks that are precision milled. Yeah. Check that the 1 meter ruler on the side. What do we got? We've got someone. I just sent you something in a DM. It's for me to reveal. Ooh, I get to reveal something. I know, what's a tax refund? Okay, so let's take a little bit of a detour here while I think about this. Dutch Dude just sent me something in a picture in DM to reveal. So let me get that copied and into the browser. Let me here. It's labeled sneak peek, and they said I can reveal it. Are we ready? Wonder what it is. It looks pretty cool. Let's see. I'm gonna bring this up. Ooh. Oh, I should probably switch cams, huh? Is it something tall and hot? Only if more people... Oh, that's a great idea. I love this idea. If more people press the like button, I will switch over to that screen. When I see a 2 in the likes, I only see a 1 right now. How far away are we? No, private reaction only. 166. Okay. In 34, we're gonna switch over to that screen. The Ender bent. Holy moly. Okay. I guess we're not gonna keep working on that. We're gonna switch over to the screen. Are we ready? Ooh. Look at that. Fully enclosed Mercury One. Looks good. Let's see. Let's get a little closer look at this. You want to talk about this at all, Dutch Dude? And Scott says he sent me a picture too. I haven't looked at that yet though. That was really quick. Look at this. Doors and panels. You can show the one I sent you as well. They'll both be at Rocky Mounted. What's the build size of the Mercury One? You can do either the regular Ender 5 build size, or there's a 275 option if you change the plate. Okay, let me switch over and grab a picture that Scott sent me. Oh, okay, so the actual, this is, so we got a render and we've got some pictures. Let's go here. Render, and we've got pictures. The real life. So this is for people who want to build it from scratch or enclosed. It basically made for the full build, Hydra and everything. Yeah. So a little sneak peek here on, these are Scott's printers. Fully enclosed Mercury Ones. Very nice. Very nice. Thanks for letting me show that. I appreciate that. I was trying to scroll your screen again. I do that all the time. Oh, what do we have here? Close that. There we go. Very nice. Thank you. So those bed mounts are beefy, but they're not as big. I mean, they're not as big as I thought they were gonna be. Power switch on the front, yep. And it's the Ender 5 power switch. It's the switch I didn't take out of the, I should take that out. There we go. Take it out of the electronics enclosure. Make sure I don't forget it, and I actually broke it. Fun. I broke it taking it out of there. I may have to buy another one of these. Oh well. What was the can hardware you have planned for this? I'll be using the Big Tree Tech EBB 36 can toolhead board with a U2C. So, okay. Let's do some loosening of the frame and retightening it on here. Hey Frank, welcome. We're going to look at, what do we have here? How is this thing assembled? Well, that's interesting. So the way the Ender is assembled, they are relying on this, is that right? They're relying on this bracket here to hold this extrusion. So that's interesting. How much height does this add to the Ender? What's the overall height of that? What's the height above on that? Does anyone have the link to the new Mercury One that's fully enclosed? If you back up about 3 minutes, you'll see pictures of it. Jay? So from what I can tell, the frame here is relying on these corner brackets for holding these side pieces in place. They're, oh, not on the bottom though. On the bottom they have a tapped hole. You're back with lunch? So, trying to figure out what do I need to loosen? I guess I can just loosen it all. When will the enclosures be released? So I think official reveal is Rocky Mountain Rep Rap Festival. We got a little sneak peek today. I'm just gonna loosen those and loosen these just a little bit. Now, do these all thread into, yeah, they thread into the extrusion. The enclosure is still in closed testing. Yep. So that was just a sneak peek. Just gonna loosen everything just a little bit and see where things fall. Okay, so that's all the top. Let's get the bottom. And we just have these here. So ZeroG and Ender 5 base rebuild. Yes, exactly. Although it's moving more and more towards the scratch build. Now the problem with these bolts here is I can't really use all them to make sure things are square because the bolt heads end up being proud of the extrusion. So if we, here, I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna take these out altogether. Oh, that's interesting. That's gonna completely remove that. I can't do that. Okay. Never mind. Hydra isn't expensive, is it? I don't know. We can check the price. Fabrico has a bed. So Fabrico has sponsored this build as far as they sent me the Ender 5, they sent me all the upgrade parts. I'm providing the hot end and any wiring and any other little things I need, SSR for the heated bed, that kind of thing. Big Tree Techs provided the electronics, but I provided the stepper drivers. I provided the screen I'm gonna use. So given that, let's go to Fabrico's website and see what they're selling the upgrade kits for. What does this cost to do? So if we go here to ZeroG, the ZeroG Mercury One kit, which is the gantry changes, is $135 US. The build plate, the Mic 6 build plate is, depending on which one, is about $70. And then there should be is there a Hydra kit here? Hydra 3-point conversion is $95. So it looks like with the build plate, does this include steppers? This Hydra, does it include steppers? You will need to source the lead screws and Z-rails. So anyway, I'm not gonna start doing all that math then. There's lots of options here. The conversion, we have Ender 5 Plus integrated lead screw motors. We've got edge-to-edge heater. We've got stainless steel rails and steppers. Some extrusion T-plates. Yeah. Ender 5 Plus is like $349 on Amazon right now. Okay, everything's a little loose here. I was going to do this before I had the confidence to take on a full Voron. Nice. Hi Pex Peppers, how you doing? I'm looking forward to saying hi in 2 weeks. Less than 2 weeks. So if we've relaxed it all and put it all together with it all relaxed, let's see what happens. And I'm not gonna fully tighten anything yet. I'm gonna make sure things are kind of square and flush. I've just relaxed all the screws basically. Just kind of feeling where they should be. I use a 1, 2, 3 square cube to get it sort of square. Well, my thought is I want to see where it kind of, after I've loosened everything and kind of slowly tighten it back up, where things fall. So that's those, and everything is still not square in that direction, and that's kind of weird. The problem is I don't quite trust my table anymore either, so. You know, dear. Okay, I'm gonna have to silence my silence. There we go. Ever get into those group text messages and suddenly people want to get chatty? Do you have another good spot in-house to close out? What do you mean? Why don't you trust your table? Did you bend the ground? Well, the problem is right now, everything feels flat. I rotate it 90 degrees, I get different rocking, although it's better now. It's better now than it was. So. I'll tighten these up. I use my glass countertop. Glass is not as good as a quartz or granite, I don't think. Use leveling feet. Say if there's a rock there, but there's not a corresponding rock here. Is it 25 hours left for the giveaway? It is the same time every time. But it is an hour from now. Links in the pinned post and the description. Roll a Polymaker filament. Oh, just those two. That's so ever little bit. If I rotate it here, then it is, yeah. Frame squaring, yes. But if we went go here. I don't think I can effectively measure this or show you the measurement. I don't know where we can see there. What is that, 60? I can't see it from here. Is that about 602? But the problem is we're saying about. Hey, Steve. If I go here, it's about, but I can't really see it. I can't see it. I'm looking at the preview on the camera, and if this has got to go about right there. So that's what, about 601 and a bit as well? The 1 meter caliper. Let me do some measurements here. Maybe we can look at it in this, from this view. That way I can actually get in here and look. That is 601. And that's 601. Right there. That is that side, so let's do this side. That is 602 and a half. That is 601. 602 and a half, so that's significantly off. Let me double check that. Yeah, that's 602 and a half. And in this direction is 601. That's significantly off. Okay. Use finger, maybe profile stick bit out on the connection. Yeah, but so what we're gonna do, we're gonna start assembling sub-assemblies here. What I wanna do is take the frame completely apart and measure the squareness of the ends and the length of each extrusion. This is what I did on the Voron kit to bring it back into something square. I am going to take this completely apart, check the squareness and length of all the extrusions. We'll use my disc sander, which is what I've used to good luck to square things up. I take a lot of time setting up my disc sander with a fence and stuff, and then just kind of barely touch the ends to make sure everything's the same length and square, and then put it back together. That's what I'm going to do. Now, can I take this apart now and actually measure that stuff? So at least I'm doing as much as I can on camera. Let me get a picture. Let me get a picture of what this thing. Yeah, working with aluminum is easy. Let me just do that. That's funny. I'm taking a picture of it, and my camera on my phone is trying to give me the link for the QR code on my badge behind it. So that is where we are. So let's take this apart. Let's take it apart. Can you make flat surface with something else? Well, let's evaluate all the extrusions. I feel like it's weird that it rocks in one direction and then doesn't 90 degrees from that. But so what we'll do, we'll finish this stream. We're not finished. We've got a good while left. But we're going to take this frame apart, and then we're going to start putting together sub-assemblies of the gantry. And then next week we'll come back and talk about the frame, put it together and put the gantry together. But doing this, we might be able to get a good indication like what Mad Dog is saying, checking to see if it is, seeing if any extrusions are twisted too. So, what can I do here? I'd like to, this is the front, right? Yeah, this is the front. That's the rear. I have a, I'm probably going to end up doing this anyway, but I'm going to say top, front, and this is right. Top, front, right. Top, front, left. So then I can take this extrusion off and I know where it's going to go. Maybe you can build a former on your quartz slab and pour some self-leveler on it. One of the eventual projects is to replace this workbench. So could also rotate the X220 extrusions 90 degrees and drill those for blind joints as well. I think I'd prefer to go as much with this setup as possible, not go to blind joints yet on this build, just for the purposes of the stream. So Memory poured his countertops for his bar. Yeah. Okay, this is just gonna have to get mixed up and I'm just gonna have to figure it out because I'm gonna spend an hour just documenting where things go. So let's just get these apart and see if we can evaluate the extrusions. Yeah, so these extrusions, the way they're made, like Ram Online is saying, these come out. For the most part, they're good, but we've already established these are generally made of cheese, right? Cheese grade aluminum. Okay, keeping all this together. Now, at least all the screws are all the same lengths and stuff. Now spend hours trying to fix those extrusions or buy a kit. I'm not going to spend hours. This is not a big, long process. These are going to fall on me. The Voron kit build I did had Misumi extrusions that I had to fix. So it's a CR30. Would folks like to see some CR30 content? Is that any interest to folks? No, you say that. And I know what Scott's gonna say, but I got a very specific reason to ask. Okay, so we've got a whole pile of extrusions here. Now I'm just gonna go through and start. Let's make sure we've got a clean spot in the. I'll send you some CR30 mods you designed. I'd be interested to see that. Let's make sure no burrs where they machine them, because you see they countersink those for the heads of the bolts. So all of this needs to be. There is a little bit of a something on that one right there, but I don't know if, I mean, to a certain extent, we're basically evaluating and then going to put it back together and call it good enough. But say that's not terrible. I didn't know Creality sold kits. Okay. So I'm checking all of these just for twist right now. So what I'm doing is setting these on the plate and then just kind of trying to rock them and see. Oh, there's something right there. You see that? You hear that? But the question is, if you look on the end, is there any dents in it? You know, thank you. Happy Easter, Steven, to everyone. And there is over here. There's a burr right here where it was hit. So that will need to get straightened out before I can actually see if there's a twist in it. There's something there, but there's also burrs on the end, like right there. I don't know if you can see that. That burr is on that surface that's rocking. So CR30 is the belt printer, the Creality belt printer. That one's fine. Hey, Dave. Whack it with a hammer and then just torque it with a few ugga-duggas. That one's fine, no problem. Oops, sorry. Hopefully that wasn't too loud. Is it any good, the CR30? It's a different kind of printer. So what gets me thinking about it is just something different to play with. The really pulled torch is measured after cutting, normally for machine saw tables, so tolerance is big. You have a deburring tool right there on your desk? Yeah, but I think I'm gonna take a small file to that instead. So it's just that one spot I'm gonna take down. Besides that one, none of these have been terrible. And I think I identified why that one felt terrible is a little burr. Like this one has this one's bad too. But if we look at that surface, is there, yeah, there's some stuff right there. So I'll clean that up. And then the big ones, the corners. LDO profiles would give a note. We want plus or minus, that's the price. It's mixed, belt is decent, heat plate under it sucks and needs to be shimmed flat. Yeah, I'm gonna deburr all of these. So then the next thing I'd wanna check is Are these cut square? I'm gonna look at this up on the light. It is not. It is not. I'm not gonna be able to really show this, but I'm holding this and then seeing what light shines through. And if I turn it around, it does match. So it is not, they are not square. Okay. So with that, with these not being square, having the biggest impact on the frame being square, what I will be doing is taking them to my disc sander, because that's the best tool I have for it myself in my garage. And I'm going to touch the ends and then make sure they're all exactly the same length. I'm gonna impact these by like 0.2 to 0.4 millimeters. It's not gonna have a significant impact on the frame, but it should make it go together better. So that will be an off-camera activity, but I will show the results of it on the next stream. So, now that's just one that I checked here on camera. I'm not gonna sit here and go through every single one, but we will see what other ones might be out. And then it's a matter of making them square and then making sure they're all the same length. I'm gonna be pulling off micro millimeters, less a fraction of a millimeter on these, Bill. I don't wanna, first of all, I don't wanna rely on my chop saw to be that accurate. I'm more comfortable with my disc sander being correct. Being able to line it up. This is quite random, but if you want an awesome hot end, build this unit: Revo Voron, heatsink, titanium Hemera heat break, Triangle Lab CHC V6 heater block. Yeah, you can do all of that. The Hemera heat break was early testing for stuff. So let's get to some printed parts. We got 40 minutes to the filament giveaway, and we are going to go to our ZeroG, and we have our introduction to the build. Do's and don'ts. Do read and execute the instructions. Don't skip the instructions. Don't just look at the images. Why not? A good disc sander sounds good. Have a high-end chop saw tuned in for reasonably precise cuts. I need to get a mill. That would be it. Okay, so next step, bill of materials. So there's a lot of the fasteners and stuff. So bill of materials, motion system, next step. We have some license agreement to agree to. I didn't read it, I just agreed. There's a configurator. So you choose your configuration here and it will build a zip file of all the files you need to print, which is neat. I work in a machine shop, so that is what I used, yeah. So, and they're the EVA 2.4. So this uses the EVA 2.4 toolhead instead of the new 3. There's some very specific reasons, good reasons. I don't remember exactly what they are, but I asked. I don't remember why. I think the big, they feel that this is a good toolhead for this printer. The big improvements on EVA 3 is heat set inserts, I guess, or at least part of it. And their version has heat set inserts. Okay, and then we get into the frame. So for the Mercury 1.1 EVO, we will start with the top motion system removed. So we did we did more than breaking down the frame. We broke it all the way down. So now we're gonna get into, we may have to sand dowel pins for them to fit. And that came in the kit, sandpaper. Why do I have to sand down pins? If they do fit nicely, you do not need to sand them down. But if they don't, then we may need to. Lower profile, okay. I really like my EVA 2.4 and my V-Minion, cool. Okay, so that's sanding that, and then we get into building a tower. So let's look at what came in the kits here. Let me get this stuff out of the way. I got printed parts and a ZeroG Mercury One kit. Here we go. Nails did and everything. Okay, so this is the Fabrico Mercury One kit. There's a QR code for instructions, build videos, and the Hydra kit. This is the sandpaper it came with. That was in another part of the packaging, but here we are. And this is it. Kind of neat. A couple of steppers for the A and B drive, the rails. We got all the rails. We got an extrusion, which I believe is the X extrusion. So this is a Masumi extrusion that's going to get mixed in with all that V slot. What else? Bunch of fasteners. Came with a heater. The lead screw nuts. Belts. A couple M5 by 12s. Stepper wires. That kind of stuff. My sister is one of those looking nice when she gets the biggest drill and fix it. Okay, so all of that. And then there is a cool little hardware kit here. I don't think there's anything underneath there. So let's pull this out, because this is basically what we're gonna mostly need. So we have a cool little container with hardware and bearings and idlers, pulleys. Also found a company that sells bimetal heat brakes for the Hemera. Okay, so I think this and maybe that baggie there is what we need right now. We'll need belts. We'll need belts at some point. And steppers, so. Cool ZeroG logo on them. These are Honey Badger steppers. 2.5 amp it looks like. 48 millimeter steppers. Let's pull these out. Okay, and the rest of this I don't think we're gonna need, at least right now. There. Okay. Stepper mount, left stepper mount. So there is a video on this. Let's see if this works out. If you can hear this, let's go to the ZeroG Design YouTube page and let's look at the left stepper mount video.
This trick to get gas for a penny is going to get banned.
And then I don't have an ad blocker. So left stepper assembly. This is a 3-minute video, so we've got a bunch of parts. It looks like it was printed with a filament swap, which is cool. It only has bad music. Okay, I'm gonna turn that down just so it's not interfering with the background music, so I don't have to turn it off. So we're gonna insert some dowel pins. do some shims, some bearing stacks. And then we do a shim in between the bearings. And another M5 shim. Oh. And then a bearing. This person's nails aren't done. Different hand model. Dual color had me worried you split the towers up into a dozen pieces. I don't have the nails for this. No. I'm gonna skip ahead a little bit. That's gonna go on there. That's gonna go in there. Those are all put together. Compare the assembly. It's good, thumbs up. Okay, I'm gonna pause this and we're gonna switch over to building. Let's get some parts. So I've got, looks like left 1.1.5. And this is right 1.1.5. Nice labeling on the parts. There's the left piece and the right piece. And then yeah, I think that's what we need for there. What filament is this? This is Polymaker Pop Blue ASA. So we have brass shims that are in this bag. And some other fasteners here. I think this is a supplementary bag. My kit is not the 100% latest here. I believe there have been a few revisions since this was sent to me. There's our bearings. And then a bunch of dowel pins. Hey, Maker Viking, welcome. Any other parts added besides extra shims? Didn't see a bomb change in the change log. Well, this would be, the change here would be Fabrico changes to their kit. So I don't know where the differences are. Okay, are these the only pins? Okay, let's put this to the side. And we're working on the left one. So. What do we got? 300. So that guy's gonna go there and that guy's gonna go there at some point, but we want to see if the bearings fit, see if we have to sand these or not. And yeah, we're gonna have to do some sanding. Where can I get 1,000 or more heat sets in the US? I don't know. I bought my 1,000 heat sets a very long time ago, and these aren't going on here, so we're gonna need to sand these. Not the funnest thing in the world to do. And I need to grab my drill. So I'm gonna be right back. I already had my drill. It was in here. Okay, so for the instructions, we are going to take our sandpaper, iron and freezer and warm barrier. No, I don't want to have to heat press these on or whatever. Needs to get his nails done first. Need some nice acrylics, maybe some gel. Okay, this is gonna be loud. It's not gonna be fun. Let's see how, I've got 2 grits of sandpaper. I'm gonna start with the light grit just to see if it's enough to get it going. So I'm gonna try first. I'm gonna mute my microphone. You're still gonna hear the music at least, because this isn't gonna be fun, and I know most of you aren't gonna like it. So give me a second. Okay, so let's see. There we go. It didn't take much. I'm glad of that. Let's see if it's just that one. Yeah, that didn't take much. So I need to flip this around though and grab the end here. So give me a minute. Sorry, I was talking. I was figuring I would go through and test fit all of these. Those fit. That one fits. So there are some of these. That one fits. That one does not. So it looks like I've got about half of them. Yep, that one fits. So I only need to do 3 more of these. So let me do these real quick on mute. Do these real quick on mute, and then I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Thank you. I did forget the pin in the plastic part, but it fits. So someone mentioned I should wear gloves for that. No, it's spinning parts, and spinning parts with things that can catch. So I would prefer not to wear gloves for that, especially I wasn't running the drill at full speed, and I have some control over that. So, hi OGK kid. Why don't you and Nero put some sort of symbol on screen when you're mute to see easily when mute is active? That's not a bad idea. Don't wear gloves that have fabric, leather only. I didn't need gloves at all for this. That's fine. So, okay. Now we can put these pins in here and start building the stack. Charlie's having a big nap today. This is nap number 2. So isn't there a printed spacer on one of these? No, okay. So let's get our shims out. Spinning and gloves are a bad idea. Okay, I've got shims. I got shims that don't fit. Oh, that one fit. Am I gonna have to drill out shims? So according to the instructions, it's one, what is that? Oh, that's a little sliver of a shim. Let's see if we can get that to focus. Little sliver of a shim that came from something. Came out of there. Okay. One shim, one bearing, another shim, and then the other side of the bearing. So we end up with that. And then it's one shim in between. Is that what we do? We'll see. This is all this. A bearing stack. It's time to add the double flange stacks. Don't know what those are. Click here. Okay. It's one bearing on each. Is it one bearing in between or two bearings in between? Okay, so we got one bearing, and then, okay, so one bearing in between. Okay. So one, and another flange down, and then a bearing in between. Oh, yeah, interesting. Some of these shims have an extra little bit on the inside that's falling out. Then another bearing, and then a shim on top. So that is bearing stack. Basically, a bearing in between a shim in between every bearing. Bottom of the page shows it. That's okay, we got it. So shim, a bearing, a shim, a bearing, and a shim. And then the top of this will go on like that. Brass shims. These brass shims are nice. LDO started using those, and I like them. I like the small outer diameter on them. Not cleaned properly after drilling. Yeah, so the idea here is to give extra room for the belts, because there's exactly 6 millimeters in between these without those shims. I'm still on the fence on whether I like it or not, but we're going with it because they've tested, ZeroG guys have tested it and they say it's okay. So, yeah. On a Voron, I still prefer to make sure everything is lined up properly to mitigate any problems, but there are variations in belt widths that this is trying to solve. So. Okay, then I believe we can just do the same thing over here. The other one. So, same thing. There. So basically one after another. Technical, that shims work a bit like grease. Yeah, these are brass and not bronze. So, but still, it's... And then the same thing on the other side. The Pop Blue is good. I'm pleased with my choice here. There we go. Yeah, these ones that are tight have a little sliver of brass on the inside, or on the inside of them, which is interesting. I haven't run into that before. If you build a VT or V2, use the pins mod. It's so much better and smoother. Okay, and there's the right one. Okay, and then I've got, get my eyes at the shims. So that's one sub-assembly. Hey, Gary. Let's go here. I think if we go through this printed, the web page guide, the image below shows the correct placement of the flange stacks. And then you lower the top on there. And there's probably gonna be top loaded to the bottom. And then this is the picture of all those bearings. Oh, hex tray. I gotcha. Hex tray is now in use. Here, let's really get it populated. See, there we go. Now it's being used. Gary, thanks for the gift and membership. Okay, so that's the bearing stacks, and then we've got M3x20s for the stepper motors. But we don't have... Where does it tell us to put the stepper motor together? It does not. So which direction? What do we have here? Big picture. So this is the left. Okay. So we are going to go stepper motor and pulleys and M3x20. Is that what it said? It's not there yet. It's on YouTube. Okay, we can figure it out. Not feeling really confident in the pins having the open end and the printed part. Could it roll out? Depends on where it's captured. I haven't looked at this super careful. Okay, so if we go here, so this is, I believe this is the orientation. This is down towards the, is that down towards the part? What is the orientation of this? Oh, the stepper holds it in. Stepper holds those in. So this goes like this on the, oh, there we go. This goes like this, stepper comes down, and see, the stepper holds those in. And then there's a, these are the pin holes, which are smaller than the pin. So this is the way this is gonna go. The stepper itself holds those from moving. I got there. I got there. Since the bearings spin, the dowel pins don't move. But there can be, we found there can be creep on those. So it's a valid question. They can creep around. That was, I'm pretty sure that was some problems with Boron 2.2. I never ran a 2.2, but I think there were some dowel, there were lots of dowel pins in 2.2. Yep. But if those bearings lock up and those pins turn, you have bigger problems than just the pins creeping. Okay, so for the left one here, we are going to have a stepper with the pulley in that orientation. Let's close this. And we are M3 by 20s to hold those in. Okay, M3 by 20s. So let me grab some M3 by 20s from here. Got these guys, M3 by 30. M3 by 20s. Grab M3 by 20s. The stepper sits at an angle and does not cover the pins. Oh, well that's, I was wrong. And it should have been obvious. It covers one of the pins. It does not cover the other pin. I've got an idea for you, Dutch dude. We'll talk about it. I got an idea for you. Layer shift, what? What layer shift? There's no layer shift. Oh, you got a layer shift. I got an idea for you on that. But we will continue this. Me, not you. Okay, stepper, and there is a, oops, almost lost my mic. Got a printed part and pulled off the, so there are some stepper guides, stepper pulley guides I just printed this morning. And some sort of bearing guide. I don't know if that goes in there. Not sure quite what that was for, but these are the pulley spacer guides. There is right and left. Capture the pins with like 3 layers of smaller OD than the pin, kind of like how CW2 retains. That's for the front towers. Oh, okay. This piece here is for the front towers. It's used for the front towers, otherwise you'll spend an hour on those. Okay. Cool, that's a good idea. I have an idea of how those work. Now you mentioned that, and I think it's a good one. Okay, so this one, the left side, is gonna go in this direction, I believe. This is left. And how does this work? This is left. Does this go here? I think that goes, does that go like that? Is that my plan there? Hold that there with my finger. Make sure my set screws on the flat side of the thing. But before I do all that, I'll grab my Loctite stick. Just the tiniest bit on there. Camouflage black prints on a black bed, yes. What are we at? 12:53. We only have 7 more minutes till the Polymaker Filament giveaway. How close are we to 300 on the likes? Okay, so this is gonna go here. This goes on here. Holding that there. I like that. Get my screwdriver in there. There we go. And then even then, I'm gonna kind of try to get the gaps, the little bit of gap in there, centered up. There we go. So right in there. 30 away. Okay. We should hit 300, right? We should hit 300. Okay, and we may have to tweak these once they're on there, but that'll get us close. See ya, Kyle. Thanks for being here. $295. Oh yeah, we'll get there. So then, is there a? If we look at here, is this green indicating the? Check if either of the wires or connectors coming from the stepper are aligned with the angled part, which is highlighted green. So this is the connector. So if I hold this in that orientation, this goes here. And then we should have these M3x20s going down through here. If you're going to build a printer for yourself today, would you go CAN bus or regular? I like CAN bus, I do. Just the simplicity. It's not perfect, but as far as there are additional things you have to watch out for and little errors and whatever. But for me, I have been building new builds with CAN or some simplified toolhead wiring setup. And if we line down that, we can see that that's lined up with that bearing stack. Thanks for the gift of memberships, Troy. What color is the screw tray? I think this is glow in the dark. I think it's a PLA. I think it's glow in the dark PLA. Man, I keep thinking it's Sunday. Okay, so that's one module. The other one is going to do the same. It's Loctite. We have 7 minutes, and I do see a 3 there, so awesome. This will be EVA 2.4. That's the default recommended configuration for the Mercury 1.1.5. Okay, and then this one is going to go the opposite direction. And with this printed spacer, I like your spacers, your little jig here. It's a lot easier to use than the one I made for the Vorons. Okay, so line that up with the flat. And get these. Right there. How's the CNC tap going? I'm seeing all the same wiggle stuff that anyone else is. I haven't posted any print tests or whatever because I'm also not seeing great results from printed tap. Which means there's something going on with the printer. The fact that the CNC tap physically wiggles a lot is not a good thing, and it sounds like they're addressing that. I don't know if they're addressing it adequately or not. I haven't kept up. There's been some chatter today I saw, but I didn't actually read all of it. So, what hot end am I going to use? I'm going to use I have a Rapido, so I'm going to use a Rapido for this build. Finally good content again? You mean there has been not so good content? Okay, then this one will go on here, and I'm imagining this will go the same direction for the connector. I could read the instructions, but I gotta give the guys a bit of a tough time, right? Don't feed the trolls. I'm not trying to feed the trolls. I'm trying to present a unbiased, good results. Okay. There we go. 2 assemblies. And we are at time. So we are at giveaway, filament giveaway time. So every stream, Polymaker's been nice enough to allow me to give away 1 roll of Polymaker filament. Now in the US and Canada, that means you get a coupon for the US Polymaker store, $35 coupon, and then a free shipping coupon. And if you're outside the US, then you get to choose from a list of filaments to get sent to you. So, are that pretty big steppers, or do I see that wrong? They're 48mm steppers. They're a typical size for a CoreXY machine. Any plans on tested printing tap on another machine for sanity check? I'm more inclined towards tap than beacon for current build. I use printed tap on my blue Voron 2 with huge success. I really like it. So, I love your Prism Mini build. Okay. We are doing a giveaway. So, link is pinned in the description. You have 3 seconds to respond before I close it. So, and then we'll do the draw. So let's go 3, 2, 1. And I'm going to close it. There we go. Okay, so it's closed. So they almost fit in a credit card. Our stepper towers aren't the biggest. They almost fit in a credit card. I don't get it. Okay, so we have, the belt needs 2.5 steppers. The steppers are rated to 2.5 amps, but I'm prepared to congratulate the winner and to not be surprised when I don't win. Okay, let's go to the Wheel of Names with Special Edition Bunny Charlie. Oh, let me close the ad. Let's get this exported. Let me get things going. Big thanks to Star Rose for the Bunny Charlie. Oh, get my... Where are the ERCF bunny ears that my wife made? They're right here. Yep, we got bunny ears, but we did that last year. Okay, let me get back on track here. Copy this. Paste the names. It is Easter 2023. Let's get a number between 0 and 23. Zero and 23. I'm trying to keep up on chat. Do I need? Yeah, I need this still. What do we have? Okay, let's see. I'm gonna go with 15. So let's shuffle this 15 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. It's Easter weekend 2023. And spin. Who do we got? Let me get a timer ready. Who do we got? Jeff Kess. Jeff Kess. Congratulations. You have 2 minutes to say something in chat. You got to be here. Jeff Kess. Congratulations. Jeff Kess. You will receive, if you are here, you will receive an email from me with instructions. And you are here. I see you. Congratulations. Awesome. Let's copy that and paste it here. And make sure, yep, I got you. Everything makes sense. Awesome. Thank you for being here. Congratulations. Thanks, Scott, for being a member. Awesome. Let me, since I don't remember, I'm going to delete that. I'm going to unpin, and I'm going to delete the link in the description. All before anybody can remind me. Save. Yeah, you'll get an email from me probably tomorrow, Jeff. What usually happens is I decompress after stream and forget until the next day. So, okay. Congratulations. Yes, pop would be a great idea if it's available. Okay, so we got the 2 stepper towers built. We got a flange stack, and then I think we end the instructions here. So Eclipse, thanks for gifting the memberships. Thank you. So we're going to shift over and just kind of verify things in the CAD. So my phone is not in my pocket, but it is about to, there we go. Okay, I used my watch this time for the timer. He's been taking his memory pills. My phone's not in my pockets. I unpinned the giveaway. I did everything. Pushes you to start your Trident. Awesome. Anything I can facilitate to get another Trident out there is good. Okay, so we have the rear. Here, let's go ahead and close this and close this. And I am going to be doing the tapped front. So we'll probably tap those next week as well. Ram Online, member for 2 months. Thank you. Feeling okay today? Did the rest of the community get the CAD? I'm not sure what the status of that is. I'm sure that Turtle or Dutch Dude or whatever can speak to that. I got this right today. Open this one, this file here I opened today. So. Let's put the bearing stacks together using that nifty little tool for these front idlers. And it looks like we got a heat set insert that goes in there. Bearing stack and a heat set. And we get to use this guy. And I've got 2 fronts with logos. I need to finish updating some small details still. So I'm sure to facilitate the flow of the stream, they were kind enough to let me. Okay, so. Be good to build off of and for assembly. Yeah. So is that a pin? Oops, I need to keep my keyboard down here. That is a pin right there. And then there is a M5 by 20 right there. Okay. And then a heat set in there, and this is a M3 by 16. Okay. Can I find that print? Stream is a beta test. Is your printer, is that printer designed for enclosed printing? There are folks that have made enclosures for it, and we got a sneak preview earlier of an officially enclosed version of it. If you go back to about the, 45-minute, hour mark? Somewhere around there? No plans to enclose a printer to do high temp material. ABS, ASA is still recommended as material to print the parts from. I think the properties of ABS and ASA make for a good printer parts material, more so than even an unenclosed printer with PETG, because PETG does creep more. Parts that are tightened down with bolts or whatever, the area under the bolt head creeps more over time on PETG than on ABS and ASA. Not as bad as on nylon, but it still creeps more. Okay, we have a couple of heat sets we need to put in. So, heat set thing. Okay. These 2, and heat her up. I think I have just enough parts to build a trident with the exception of linear rails, maybe a summer project. There you go. Okay. Those in there. And then we have it sounds like we can do a little bearing stack here. In this piece. Now the question is, these are smaller diameter shims than your normal washers, so it's still going to be a little bit, but I bet you it still makes it easier. So I think we're going to put all those in there, and then set this in here. It's going to sit in there, and then we will shift things around. Oops, dropped that one. Put a little bit of tension on that and then shift this into place, I think. There we go. I thought I had it. Oh, that's not gonna come out. That's not gonna come out. So now that I've done all that, that printed part is never gonna come out. It's gotta go the other way. It's gotta flip around. Okay, now we can put this in here. Now this part, it might be handy to have another version of this part for these smaller shims, because some of the advantage of this part is not being realized because because of that. You made it to lay flat on the table? Okay, we're gonna... Oops. Okay, so let's try this laying flat on the table. Am I zoomed in all the way? I did it. So if we do that and that, maybe we're gonna have to let Charlie out. Okay. So bearing, spacer, and spacer. Then it's gotta go in here like this. Maybe we can go like this. And then the problem is I'm not going to be able to very kind of wiggle. If you see that bearing, you see the bearing in the middle there moving around because it can't be centered because it's smaller diameter than what's normal on these. Definitely make it a little more difficult to do this. This tool, this jig is very nice. It's just the particular spacers that this came with is making it a challenge. So what I'm going to do is forego this. We're gonna go the normal one step at a time. And part of this problem is that this pin, oh, there we go. So Fabrico has included these little brass shims, which I like. So I like these little thin shims. We're going to try doing this the hard way, which is going to take some tweezers. Where did my tweezers go? There's some. Tweezers. bearing. Okay, I want to show something. I did not realize this. Let's see if we can get a shot on this. Come on, focus. They say honey badger on them. They say honey badger on the bearings. Exporting a version for those shims right now. Cool. Part of my this shaft is a little tight, so that's part of my difficulty here. I could have done a little more sanding on this one. There we go. Got it. Okay, so that's there. Now we get to do it again. I'm gonna try this one with this little piece again, just to see how much of the difficulty with that last one was a tight pin. That one's tight. Let's find one that's not so tight. There we go. That one's not so tight, so let's try this again. Put those in there. Shim in the middle. And a shim on either side. It goes like that. And then down. That, that. Yeah. See if I can shift things around. Pull this out. Oh, lost that one. Oh, so that's what's going on there. It's the little brass ring is doing it again. That's what got in the way of that one. Was that a ZeroG tap? Oh. That little printed jig will absolutely be a lifesaver here, of the right size. It's done, but that will be a whole lot easier when with a version of this for those smaller shims. Oh, I need to go for now. I have 2 printers to deconstruct and 1 to get working. See you, Hybrid Robotics. Thanks for being here. Okay, so that is done. That is done. So those are M4, M5 shims. Well, they're a 5mm ID. Oh, is that what's going? Is there a spacer in there to make them smaller? And what are these OD? 5mm ID, or 5 point something, and they're 8mm OD. Charlie wants in. What's nice about them, what's nice about the 8mm OD, and let me grab a regular M5 washer. So using a full-size washer, and maybe we go to this screen. So here's the little shim. Let's go for size comparison. That's a washer. The black is a washer. Now, if we take the, here, let's take the shim out, and you see the washer gets a little close to being the same outer diameter as the seal on the bearing. But this smaller OD on this means there's no chance of rubbing on the seal or the outer race of the bearing. Nope. So, okay, what else can we get done today? We can probably put, let me get my keyboard so it's a little easier. Heading out for a day of date activities. Thanks for the good start to the day. See you, Arthur. We're probably pretty close to winding down. We'll actually make this a fairly short stream because of that frame needing cleaned up. But it would be good for me anyway. These are the XY joints. They're gonna screw to a MGN12 carriage. I think it's MGN12. I was just looking at these. If we go here and let's see if we can isolate this. Looking at this part for what the assembly looks like. Looks like we have some heat set inserts on the bottom. Let's put these together. Let's put these together. So we have two of these with heat sets on the bottom and some bolts and stuff. So let me get some parts. We got a part and a part and a part and a part. Belt 6910, what do I see? I don't know. Those are 6mm belts. Yeah, I know they're gonna need to be, I'm just making some progress here, Turtle. Since I'm not gonna be able to actually put things on. So my plan is to just put these, unless I'm completely wrong in my thoughts, I thought I could just put this idler stack in here. And just put the pin in there, the idler stack, and these heat set screws to kind of hold it together. And then the rest of it will assemble onto the thing. Does that seem reasonable? So I got these parts. Any ideas for solvent to remove bed heater? IPA. IPA. Yeah, test fit all the parts, kind of make some progress. So these are also Polymaker Black ASA. I left this one like this because we've covered this before, but it's always nice to cover it again. Why is my preview not live? There we go. Okay. I've already cleaned these up, but this is how it comes off the build plate with those white stress marks on ABS or ASA you've seen. It was fairly pronounced, so I thought it was a good opportunity to use a heat gun and show it being cleaned up. So hopefully the noise canceling takes care of this. And there we go. Isn't that cool? And I'm reading in chat that if I assemble these, I'm not going to be able to put it together later. I'm going to have to just disassemble them. So I will not do that. Let's give Charlie his pets. So since we have kind of hit a breaking point here, I think we are going to call it. We do have a holiday weekend here for a lot of people. So it's probably a good idea to have a 3.5 hours still stream today. We made some good progress. I'm going to clean up this frame and have it ready for next weekend. I should be able to clean it up today or tomorrow and have it ready for next weekend. And then we should make some huge progress next week on the build. Charlie's Angels member stream will probably be the last day of the month, the last Saturday after Rocky Mountain. I don't think I can get it in before then. So just an FYI, we are going to do that. I think it's the 30th. So we'll still be in April, but yeah. So thanks to the ZeroG crew that are here, Turtle and Dutch and Scott, and anybody that I might not have missed that's involved with that project. I've lurked on the Discord, but I don't know a lot of folks that might be still involved that I just haven't interacted with. Thanks to Fabrico for providing most of the parts here and Big Tree Tech for the electronics. So I hope everybody has a good holiday. Have a good rest of your weekend, and we will see you back here next Sunday. So this is only a Saturday stream because of the holiday. So we'll be back to our regular scheduled Sunday. So we'll see you then. Have a good one. Bye.